Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the sacred ceremony that happens once every 1,000 years. Initiation into the lodge.
The lodge. The lodge.
In order to get the festivities started tonight, we need but one word.
Igloo.
Igloo.
Oh, Lord. I'm reminded of the winters growing up in Buffalo, where I could not, for the life of me, do the basic little thing of remembering to bring my house key with me when I went to school in the morning. Lord, and all of the time I spent doing my homework in my dog's doghouse in the backyard. Lord, I used that doghouse more than that damn dog ever did, and that kind of bothers me a little bit, Lord. You built that doghouse.
Oh, Lord!
Oh, Lord!
How you guys doing? When I think about all the times that Robitaille spent, that's his name, his time as a child in his doghouse, it reminds me of all the times when I would, this is really, really hard to say. I wasn't sort of expecting to go here, just, all right, okay. So yeah, I got a dog, right, when I was a kid, and the dog sort of like, lived in the basement, and anytime like my parents would fight, it was really awkward for me that I would, spend a lot of time in the basement. It wasn't furnished either. It was very dark and dank, and there was a little bit of a wine cellar, but it was cheap wine. I think there was Wild Irish Rose and maybe Thunderbird. It wasn't a good wine selection. It was actually quite humiliating. And looking back on it, I really, the part that bugs me the most is that it was really, really cheap bad wine. I wish it was better wine. Lord, thank you for living in an age where I have access to better wine.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
I think of dogs, I think about how badly I wanted a dog when I was a kid. I really wanted a dog, I wanted a cat, a weasel, a rat, anything would have done really. But my dad always thought it was cool to animals, so we never had one. And the part that I never really got was that my dad did experiments on animals for medical reasons. And I never really got him to explain that to me, Lord, so thank you for childhood confusion.
Lord, thank you for these many confusing scenarios that we might call blessings or burdens to carry. Lord, thank you for literally sleeping in the doghouse. Lord, thank you for cheap wines and then having access to better wines. Lord, thank you for the secrets our parents keep from us for mysterious reasons. Thank you for the word igloo, but most of all, thank you for the lodge. Igloo, 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 igloo. So, yeah. Going on a picnic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got those blue ice things. What was that? What was that brand? Eskimo, Inuit.
Oh, yeah, Inuit's regret.
Oh, Inuit's red.
Yeah.
Blue ice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I really like most about that stuff? You let it melt. Oh man, that stuff gets you totally tanked. Inuit's regret.
Yeah, that's really, really insensitive culturally.
Well, I'm not the one who named the product, Bob.
Did I miss something? Are you drinking the blue ice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contents of the blue ice stuff.
Which,
Yeah.
The actual blue liquid.
yeah,
Yes.
which, because of colonialism, when it was sold in Yellowknife, it actually had quite a lot of vodka in it.
Yeah.
So it was a dark time for the First Peoples.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, it was, that's how I like to party when I'm alone.
Cheers.
No, pour some for me, that's all right.
Yeah. You can
That's-
pour some for me too, you know.
All right.
Just saying. So.
All right. I was getting there.
Right. Like it's kind of rude to like serve yourself first. Is all. That's all I'm saying. You know.
I actually didn't.
Yeah. Mr. Sensitivity to Native Americans everywhere.
To Native Americans
To Native
everywhere.
Americans everywhere.
Americans everywhere.
So you're like the great purveyor of justice everywhere for like the masses, right? How's that all like volunteering at the soup kitchen, knitting blankets, all that stuff?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you guys have something to tell me.
Oh, well, I mean, you're concerned about your drinking.
Yeah. It's a common occurrence.
It's water,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I should be drinking less.
Yeah, I mean, it's just inconsiderate that, like, we can't get through a meal without you taking, like, 3 pee breaks.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor told me that it was a good idea to keep the system flushed, okay?
Yeah. And you like listen to that.
That sounded reasonable to you.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's water. I figure, cavemen drank water, right?
We don't know what cavemen drank.
Thank you.
What are you, some sort of expert in Utsi now?
Yeah, exactly, dude. For
You
all we
studied his
know.
bladder,
Yeah.
which was a real bladder. I don't know why I air quoted it.
Yeah.
It was more scare quotes, I guess.
I knew where you're coming from, Bob.
Yeah.
What the hell is an Utsi?
But really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Have you never? Every year for Christmas, I get you a National Geographic subscription,
Every year.
and you do not know about Utsi. Come on.
Oh, man.
You don't need to be strong.
The caveman
You don't
in the
need to be
glacier
strong.
in
No.
Europe.
Iceman
No.
cometh, you know?
Oh, man, I'm
That was
so
a play.
sorry.
Yeah.
Look, I only read stuff on iPad. I don't do stuff on paper anymore. It just offends me.
And
This
this
offends you?
Yeah, I just think of all the trees that died and all the chemicals that were used to make it glossy
Oh my
and
God.
black and must have lead or something in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about the lumberjacks?
Right.
That would presumably be rampaging through cities if we didn't keep the trees down. Do you want that on your conscience?
Because lumberjacks rampage through cities when they're unemployed.
They have axes.
yes.
Double-sided axes. And shoes with nails in them. Have you ever seen lumberjack shoes?
Yeah.
Go to bigblackboot.com and look. They have hobnails in them
Yeah.
for walking on trees and in mud.
Thank you. Yeah.
They're dangerous. Dangerous people.
They're
You need to
descended
keep them
from
in
the
forest.
Vikings, man.
Yes.
Yeah. You've ever seen like a berserker rage? No, of course
No.
not. Because he doesn't read National Geographic.
No.
Yeah.
So you believe that, but you don't believe drinking a lot of water is good for you. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Ooh, this bathroom's mine. I've marked it.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me?
Well, you're unemployed.
Yeah.
You're not rampaging through the city.
I'm not. Because I hocked my axes. I needed to. Yeah. Right.
Those are really nice axes.
I know. Swedish. Nope.
Antiques.
They were my great-great-grandfather's.
Oh,
He snuck them over the border from Quebec into the Adirondacks. Cut down a shit ton of trees.
oh my God, who'd
I
you
know.
sell them to?
Pawn shop?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was there for a man. You should
Yeah.
have been there.
No, it's all right because
no,
you know.
it's not right. It's
No,
totally not right.
I'm confident. Journaling's really taking off. So
Really?
yeah,
That's so nice.
right?
Yeah.
Because trees then for notebooks.
Right. Keeps the lumberjack straight.
Uh-huh. Amazon's doing its part,
Mm.
putting things in boxes. Where are boxes made from?
Recycled cardboard.
Oh, bastard. Bastard. You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
As it should be. Okay, so our specials today are Manhattan, New England style clam chowder, which is just like red and has a cream base. I tried some. It's better than it sounds. That will come with crackers and a side salad or a nice lentil toupee.
What's a toupee?
yeah.
It's a. What are toupee? It's a French kind of lentil.
So it's not local.
Where do we get it? France. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the toupee thing.
Hang on. Because our entrees are monkfish toupee, which is like a nice piece of monkfish.
Okay.
In a sauce toupee.
That goes with the lentils toupee.
Steve, what do you think about the lentils and then the monkfish? Steve thinks the chowder would be a better option because the toupee sauce is also a cream base.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll do the chowder and yeah.
Alright. Can you
Yeah.
tell me the difference between the toupee and the toupee?
Steve, this guy has a lot of questions.
You make their lives uncomfortable, man.
It's just important we vote with our dollars, man.
Yeah, but you don't have to like be stressing them out constantly about it.
It's a way of education.
You know, speaking of education, this guy's like clearly working his ass off just so he can keep up with all the items on the menu, man. He's stressed.
I'm just saying, we're in Columbia Heights. I'm not the only one asking these questions.
All right, is this the table with the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all him, sir. Sorry, Steve.
What?
Well, that's not very good customer service.
I'm sorry. What is your question?
Well, my last question is, what's the difference between a toupee and a toupee?
What's the difference between a toupee and a toupee?
You have to like forgive him. He doesn't have any sympathy for like lumberjacks and stuff.
I don't understand what that means.
He's against the working man.
All right, fine. That's whatever. A toupee is a kind of lentil, which is a kind of bean, which is a kind of legume from an agency contrôlée in France. Yes? You have heard of the nation of France?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's to the right of England. just making sure. And a toupee is a cream-based sauce with shallot and leek from the town of Toupet, which is also in France, because this is a French restaurant.
It just doesn't seem like any of this is computing for you. That's a perfectly legitimate explanation, Steve. Thank you.
Like, just make a decision.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll have the toupee.
All right, I'll have the lentils.
Thanks, Steve. We won't be any more trouble, I promise you. He is so pissed off.
It's
at us right now.
That's embarrassing.
God.
We should have asked him more questions.
Oh, God.
Oh my God! You just look ignorant
Yeah.
asking questions. Who comes to a French restaurant and doesn't know everything about French food? You're supposed to be intimidated.
Right.
Not like, fuck you, tell me about your food.
Yeah.
Well, I was intimidated with Steve. The waiter. It was a little bit easy.
Oh, so he's just there for you to push around.
So, because he makes $2.22 an hour and depends on us to, like, have his shit together and back.
Mm-hmm.
Mister, I'll have the water.
I'm just trying to help him out.
Right.
Yeah.
Help him out.
You're being a
Yeah.
real big help.
Uh-huh.
God.
Fucking fruit haters.
We don't hate the earth, man. We love the people who live on the planet.
And the
Earth
trees.
And the trees.
That bring us precious money.
Exactly.
Paper money.
Paper, right.
Just gotta pay with a credit card.
You know it.
Be right back.
when we try and like teach him some class, you know, like how to be like a better kind of person, it doesn't. It's like no, like it's just like all that water the doctor told him to drink.
Doctor.
God,
What's he fooling?
quack.
Ugh.
There's probably some sort of like, you know, conspiracy to commoditize water, and that's why he has him drinking all of it, so that, you know, the price will go up. That's what I suspect.
That's just crazy talk.
You overheard that? Oh, come on. It didn't figure out to you, really?
No.
You don't think there's any kind of motivation between your doctor telling you that you need to drink more water? None whatsoever?
No, my doctor recommended I do a free thing instead of an expensive thing. Which doctor does that? I've got the best doctor.
Oh my god. Nothing in life is... Nothing in life...
Best.
Nothing in life... Nothing in life is free!
Except water.
Have you ever looked at your water bill? Guess what? It's not free. Ever pulled it off the shelf from a grocery market? Huh? Shelf?
No.
Yeah?
No. Not with those vicious petroplastics.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Mental sir. Your PB&J.
These vegetables,
Yeah.
are they local?
They were grown in France. He already got out Steve to freaking answer all this from you. The lentils from France to the right of England.
Yeah, what he said. It's not local. It can't be local. It's a French restaurant. Everything I think comes from France here.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit preposterous. Everything here has to come from France?
It's a French restaurant.
Yeah, but doesn't that just mean that things are prepared in the French style?
I don't know. Excuse me.
You don't have to go get... he's gonna go get Steve again.
Which is fine.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. So, is it true?
Got a question?
Yes, I do.
Great.
May I ask it?
Yes, go right ahead.
Thank you. Is everything here from France or just prepared in the French style?
Well, that's a ridiculous question.
Thank you.
You are stupid.
Thank you.
Yes. You are stupid, and I will do everything I can to talk down to you. Of course not everything is from France. It's a small cafe.
Okay.
Bravo, Steve. Bravo.
No, that's what I thought. You were the one that they flew all the ingredients from France, and I was an idiot for asking.
I'd really love to be a part of this conversation.
Well-
really, I would.
No,
Do you have time for that?
No,
running a restaurant would be-
normally I would make it a priority,
Yeah?
but you have pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
Nope.
sorry.
I'm really sorry, Steve. He's the owner of this place. We're gonna get blacklisted,
He's
dude.
gonna piss in your soup.
Yeah.
I ordered the monkfish.
He'll find some way.
I mean, if anything, like, you had the soup.
Then he's gonna piss in my soup. And that's worse.
I mean, is it? For me?
I'm sorry, I was under the impression we were friends.
Yeah.
Maybe you would look out for me.
I mean, I will. Do you want me to check? Do you want me to?
Check.
Check for urine?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'll do it.
What if you just peed a little in there? Do you have...
Well, if he peed just a little, too little to detect. What's the
That's
problem?
okay?
I mean, is it, I mean, sure, if it was overpowering, yeah, I mean, that'd be a problem. I would object to that. But if it was just a little, I mean.
And besides, this is like the soup that he has to drink.
Yeah.
But it's fine with you if it's just a little bit of pee.
If it's too little to know about, this is what I'm saying. It's just nature. I mean, it's actually like mostly water.
Oh God, see this? It's going back to the whole thing again with the doctor, and he brainwashed you into thinking that water is free and that
He
whatever
didn't
goes in.
brainwash me. There was no box. There was no spinning disc. There was no thing holding my eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, you know what? Water. You should drink more of it. You're dehydrated.
Trust me, whatever your problem may or may not have been before, dehydration is not a problem you have right now.
Really?
Yes, really.
Fine. Yeah,
You gonna drink the pitcher?
maybe, slowly over the course of the meal. I have a straw.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
I want you to know I got a lead on the job for you.
Whoa! Oh my god, thank you so much. I mean, you know how like I'm all about like Nat Geo and like, you know, anthropology, paleontology. I mean, is this in research or are we talking about?
Yeah.
That'd be a big jump for a lumberjack.
So you're gonna be handling, if you want the job, and if they like you.
Right.
You're gonna be handling
Axes.
national policy
Oh, wow.
for the Natural Resources Committee in the House of Representatives.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So it's,
Who's gonna represent the trees?
well, see, that's the thing, it's the guy who's the chairman. He was the guy that set the record for tree sitting before he was elected.
You mean like up in those nests where they just hang out there for like months, sometimes years?
That's the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a tough election, so he's looking to put out a press release about hiring somebody who's just like hates trees.
I'm the guy. I mean, I'm still heartbroken about all those axes I had to give up. I mean, you want somebody who hates trees? I can find a way to hate trees 10 times more than I already hate them, because I can't stand them.
Well, I think you stand a good chance.
Solid, man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do we start with a phone interview, or do you
Yeah, I'm
pass off my resume?
Well, I'm gonna
Meet up?
connect you two electronically.
Okay.
You have an email, right?
I have a mail address.
You know, paper.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to respond quickly, things move pretty quickly. I think getting things by mail and having things hand delivered doesn't really work anymore.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about those things with like people with like the little
Oh, come on.
they're trios, they're palm pilots, and they talk to them on the reflective shiny thing, and they get messages and whatnot.
I mean, you kind of had to know that this was going to go this way. He still uses axes. Every other lumberjack on the planet uses chainsaws. No, seriously, that's like,
It's true.
it is.
What?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, it's fully mechanized.
Oh, come on! Oh, what a waste of like manhood, man.
Really?
Yeah!
I don't.
Dude, like, how are you going to stop all the lumberjacks from going into a berserker rage if they're able to conserve all their energy with, like, a chainsaw? You need that axe. That's, you know, I was, when I gave them to the pawn shop, I assumed that real lumberjacks were going to get them and use them out in the forest.
From the pawn shop in the city
Yeah!
that the lumberjacks frequent.
Who else is going to buy a freaking axe from a pawn shop?
I assumed it would be an axe murderer.
Oh,
They
got
have
it.
very exacting standards.
What about the chainsaw massacre? They use chainsaws there, right?
Yeah, but that's. I mean, those are different subcultures. Those are different guys. They don't go to the same bars.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you don't walk into a chainsaw bar with an axe.
Okay.
That would just be awkward.
Really awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait a minute. I gotta, before I can meet this guy, I gotta get a chainsaw and get a Palm Pilot?
You know what? Never mind.
You know what? No, because
I
instead
just-
of a Palm
I never
Pilot, you gotta
mentioned
get a BlackBerry and you gotta throw that out and buy an iPhone.
Whoa. Are the blackberries grown in France?
All right, now you're just being obtuse.
I'm really just trying to get the hang of this whole cuisine and where stuff is grown and how that helps with employment. I'm just really, really confused.
I have the picture. I'm thirsty.
Oh, sure. It's all about you. Fell out.